Hello. Thank you for helping me with my homework assignment. I'm going to ask you a few questions about customer service and just to find out a little bit of information about what you think quality customer service is. Where's your favorite place to dine in at and why?
Well, I think a decision varies greatly if it's just myself or me and my kids. But I would say, just generally speaking, when I go out to lunch, my favorite place is Winkler's Stockyards restaurant here in Richmond. And I would say why. Um, well, for one, I don't go in there all the time, but once every 2 or 3 weeks or something. But they always know what I order. I'm a very much consistent book, I guess. I always order the same thing, and they all know my name. Very friendly, um, and food's always good. If I need something, they're right there to help me. Um, yeah. So the customer service, not just from a personal relationship side, knowing who I am, but just overall, I think they provide really good quality service um, to the customer.
Awesome. Where is your least favorite restaurant to dine in at and why?
From a customer service perspective,
Yes.
hmm. um, I don't go out to eat much, but I would say I'm going to pick one fast food place, but that's just because I don't like their food. And generally, the customer service anymore at fast food restaurants seems to have diminished. I'm not going to say always, you'll get the one offs, but um, a lot of the times anymore, it seems like since COVID anyway, the customer service or just the front facing counter people don't seem to have the same kind of customer satisfaction desire as what they had before. Um, at times, it seems like when you come to the front counter, if you're not going through the drive-through, you're an inconvenience to them. Um, and I feel like it's just an awkward interaction at times at fast food restaurants. I'm not a particular fan of McDonald's food, so I'm going to pick on that, but just because I don't like their food. But fast food, just in general, has just not been the same as what I remember it being pre-COVID.
Right. As a customer, what keeps you coming back to a business? It can be any kind of business, restaurant, store.
Okay. Um, I think pricing is important, but more importantly than pricing is when I walk in the door, just the customer service, um, how can I help you? What can I do for you? I run a business. I manage a business in Madison County, and I strive very much so for my interactions with customers to be very much customer centric and figure out, what can we do to solve whatever problem they're in my store. It's a farm store. Solve what kind of problems can we solve for them, and how do we build that customer relationship and rapport. So I think I feel the same way when I walk into a store. I compare. Um, we just got Menards, for instance. I'm going to use home repair centers as an example here. I prefer going to Ace when I need to learn how to fix something. I go to Lowe's because it's cheap, and I go to Menards really just to not have to go to Lowe's. I actually don't. The Menards customer service seems to be pretty good, but I don't know, it's just too big of a place. I get lost in there. So anyway, to answer the question, um, what was the original question?
What keeps you coming back to a
Okay.
store?
Yeah, just good quality customer service.
Right. Explain a bad experience you had as a customer.
Uh, I'm not going to name the business, but I was ordering signs for the business that I say I run and manage um, from a place, and number one, they didn't call me when the sign was ready, but that was after the fact. The interaction that I had in the store place was, or the storefront or the counter, however you want to say it, was very awkward. So I asked the lady that was at the front, what other signs do they have? Do they have stock signs like no smoking signs or do not enter, flammable gas signs, whatever it was? And every time I asked the woman a question, she just looked at her computer, kind of like just bamboozled, like just befuddled that I was asking basically for her to sell me something. Um, that was a pretty bad experience. If that was one of my employees, I would not be very impressed because somebody's literally asking you to sell them something. You need to do so and not make the customer feel like they're somehow inconveniencing you by being there.
Right. So you would not go back to that sign store.
Most likely, I will not. No.
Okay. Explain your idea of what great customer service is.
Okay, I think inadvertently I may have already answered this, but I'll answer. So recognizing customer need, um, listening to their problems, understanding how you can help them, not only by listening to their problems, but also knowing your business well enough to know where you're, kind of min max. What's the maximum level I can of service I can give them? What's the lowest level, and try to, hit an optimum level and offer solutions. Being a solutions provider, I mean, if somebody comes to you and you run a fast food joint and they come to you hungry, your solution is food. Offering up, a lot of times, particularly in my business, but businesses I've worked at in the past, AutoZone does a really good job at this. They always ask you basically for another sale, but really it's a customer service thing too. Is if you're there buying brake pads, they'll ask you, do you need the brake cleaning kit, the brake change kit? So they ask you, do you need brake lube? Do you need brake cleaner? Do you need, like, it comes with like a set of hand towels and some Gojo to clean your hands? It's just like that's the top notch service that makes AutoZone stand above other parts stores, in my opinion. So that just making sure, so like I tell my employees, make sure that when that customer leaves, they have everything they need to do whatever job or reason that they came into the store that day. And you want to make it where when that customer has an issue, they want to come to you for a solution. It makes you a long-term asset for them as a person, or in my case, a lot of times it's businesses, it's agriculture. So.
All right. Thank you. I think I got a really good understanding of your views on customer service, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.